Welcome to Density2. Density is a physical property. Density is also how tightly packed molecules are together in a substance. And in math terms, density equals mass divided by volume. If we look at the three states of matter, we know that gas is less dense than a solid. You see how spread apart the molecules are. Liquids are in the middle. The molecules are closer together, but they can still kind of slide past each other. Notice there's over twice the number of molecules in a solid substance as there are the liquid. So in order to get the solid substance to float on top of the liquid, you're going to have to spread it out. So in other words, increase the volume. So when we increase the volume, or the amount of space that the same amount of molecules takes up, it'll now float on top of the liquid. Let's take this clay ball for example. If we were to take this clay ball and drop it into a cup, it would sink straight down to the bottom because it's more dense than the water. But if we reshape that clay ball and make it more like a boat, the shape of a boat, we see that it'll float on the top. The exact same principle applies to a boat. If the boat was just a lump of steel, it would sink to the bottom of the lake. But since it's spread out and takes up more volume, more space, it's able to float on top of the water because it's less dense. When we're talking about air here on Earth, we usually mean oxygen because that's what we breathe. But the truth is, there's a lot of different types of elements that make up our air. Think of elements as breeds of dogs. The different breeds are still dogs, but we have poodles, we have German shepherds, we have Dobermans, we have pit bulls, we have schnauzers and westies, and on and on. Well, elements, as far as elements go, what is the Earth's air made of? It's mostly made of nitrogen. 78% of the Earth's gas is nitrogen gas, followed by 21% oxygen, and not even 1% carbon dioxide, which we exhale or breathe out. As far as density goes, remember, what is least dense is going to float, and what's most dense is going to sink. So in order of density, first we have, the least dense of those three is nitrogen, followed by oxygen, and then the most dense is carbon dioxide. So for that reason, if you're in a closed garage and you have a car on, it's going to release carbon monoxide, which is in the carbon family of gas. And it's going to take over or displace the oxygen that's there. And you're going to end up suffocating because you're not going to be able to get enough oxygen. The same thing if you have asthma and you have a lot of dry ice in a room. Dry ice is just frozen carbon dioxide. So whenever it sublimates or changes from a solid to a gas, it's releasing a lot of carbon dioxide gas. Since the carbon dioxide gas is more dense than the oxygen, it's going to sink closer to the ground where you might be trying to breathe. Hear that squeaky toy in the background? That's just my puppy playing with her new toy we got her. Okay, but what about helium? Helium is only 0.07 kilograms per meters cubed. For that reason, it's able to float up in our atmosphere. So, if you blow up a balloon, it's going to stay close to the ground because you're exhaling or blowing out mostly carbon dioxide with a little bit of oxygen. But you fill that same balloon full of helium, and it's going to rise high up into the sky because it's less dense than oxygen, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen. Well, that's it for the day. Go ahead and fill out your homework in your science journal. If you have any questions, let me know in the morning. Good night.